Okay. In this unit number 2, we are going to show the marketing section. We're going to first see a glossary of the important words you have to either memorize or be familiar with, okay? Brand, it's a particular make of a product. Consumer is the person who buys and uses a product or service. The cost is the estimate of the price of making the product itself. Develop is to create a new product or improve an existing one. The distribution is the delivering of products to end user. And by end user, we mean the person who is the ultimate user of the product, the real user of the product. Then we have the image. Image is the concept or perception of a firm or product held by the general public. The label is a small piece of paper, metal on a product giving information about it. Launch is to introduce a new product with publicity. You're going to make a big launch, so you're going to send the information. This is the start of it. Mail order, it's the selling of goods by post, mail order, catalog. Market research is the study of consumers' needs and preferences, often for a particular product. Packaging is the wrapping the container for a product. Point of sale is the place where a product is actually sold to the public. And the product is something made to be sold. Mhm. We have several more, like public relations is the creation and maintenance of a good public image. Registered, it's an adjective, registered or officially recorded as a trademark. Sponsor is a noun, the firm supporting an organization in return for advertising space. SWOT, the SWOT. That's when you make like a chart with the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats that a certain product, company, even yourself may have. So you visualize all these four. Two of those are positive, two of them are challenges you need to improve. Total product is the whole product name, packaging, instructions, reliability, after sales, amongst others. The trademark, it's special symbol, design, word used to represent a product or firm. We also have the after sales service, which is the service that continues after the sale of a product. If you sold the printer, you have to find out if it was working, if it was operating. You have to give a follow up to your customer to make sure they become your customers in the future again and they continue to be satisfied customers. The agent is the person or company that acts for another and provides unspecified service. B2C is a business to consumer e-customers. Oh, e-commerce, I'm sorry. B2C e-commerce is online sales of goods and services directly to consumers. Whereas we have a B2B e-commerce, which is business to business e-commerce, the use of commercial networks, online product catalogs, and other online resources to obtain better prices and reach new customers. We also have benchmarking. We use that in class a lot. The benchmarking is when you see some other competitor doing something great and you go and check and compare your own products to them so you can improve your own service. So you see what they're doing right and you improve what you're doing probably wrong. Buyer, any person who makes a purchase, a person employed to choose and buy stock for a company. Cash refund offer, it's an offer to pay back part of the purchase of a product to customers who send a proof of purchase to the manufacturer. Not very common, by the way. Client versus customer that we will see at the end of this one. Yes. Client, it's a person who buys services or advice from a lawyer, an accountant, or other professional. They buy services. Let's go to the end of this same slide. Customer. The customer is a person who buys something from a shop or a business. Do you realize the difference? A customer versus a client? The client purchases services and the customer purchases products. Okay. Close is to finalize a deal or sale. A convenience store is a small shop located near a residential area that opens long hours 7 days a week. And we have a deal. A deal, it's a business transaction. We also have a department store, a large shop or store that carries a wide variety of product lines. Direct investment, it's entering a foreign market by setting up assembly or manufacturing facilities in that country. A discount is a reduction in price. E-commerce, buying and selling by electronic means primarily on the internet. E-marketing, promotion of products and services over the internet. Now we have extranet and intranet, the first and the last of this slide. The first one is extranet. It's a network that connects a company with its suppliers and distributors. Plus the intranet. The intranet is a network that connects people within the same company. So, for example, if I am working for marketing research and I have to find Alex in the quality department, then I have to reach out to her, not to her phone. I have to internally reach out to her. There is some sort of system that we can chat, that we can send information, files. It can be an internal email like Outlook with the domain of the company. It could also be like a chat program. That's the intranet, okay? Follow up. To maintain contact after the sale to ensure customer satisfaction. That is 100% important. You should never forget about that one. A franchise. If you are in my class, you have already watched the movie The Founder. It's an excellent example of what a franchise is. When the owners sell the idea, the product, the procedures, the rules to another person so he or she can do like a copy of that same company into another place, and then they arrange some sort of payment for that. Okay. They also have to comply with the rules. It's not just like that. A franchise is an association between a manufacturer or wholesaler and an independent business person who buys the right to own and operate a unit in the franchise system. Now, the guarantee. The guarantee is a promise that a product will be repaired or replaced if faulty. And we already saw the intranet. Let's go see the product. The product is anything that can be offered on the market, usually for sale. A prospect, it's a potential customer. Retail, to sell in small quantities, as in a shop directly to consumers. Telephone marketing, using the telephone to sell directly to customers. And we have the wholesale, which is the opposite of the retail. The retail is when you sell in small quantities versus the wholesale, which is to sell goods and services to those buying for resale. You're talking about larger scales. It's not the same if I go buy a cup than if I go buy 100 cups, because I'm going to either distribute them to another place or put a photo on it and then distribute them. Okay, that's the wholesale. The viral marketing is the internet version of word of mouth marketing, email messages that customers pass on to friends. Now let's go with the definition of marketing. Here I put the marketing is the activity, the set of institutions and processes for creating, communicating, delivering, and exchanging offerings that have value for customers, clients, partners, and society at large. The important here is that have value. So sharing, communicating, delivering, it's not the same if you share and deliver things that are not valuable to the receiver. It has to be something they perceive they need. It might not be true they need it, but they perceive they need. We're going to see some definitions that are very important when talking about marketing. The necessity. Mm? The necessity is a perception of lack of something. They perceive they need something. It's the absence of something. They have a necessity, they have a need. That might or might not be true, but it's a perception. And when talking about perceptions, there are many topics about that. There are many ads that may make you feel you actually need that, but you may not. Now let's talk about the desire. It is the form that a human needs, that a human need takes. It has been defined by culture and the individual personality. I might desire to have a larger webcam. I don't need it though. I have the desire to have a larger webcam. I don't need it. I already have one. Okay. Now, the demands, human desires backed by the purchasing power. So now the demand, it's when I really need something and I have the money to pay for it. Now it is a demand. So it's not necessary that I just, not only I need to want it, I need to be able to pay for that as well. Then it is a demand. Okay. No money, no demand. Product, anything that could be potentially offered to a market to satisfy a necessity or and a desire. Now let's see some five more topics here. A service is any activity or benefit that a seller can offer to a buyer and it is intangible because it's a service. You cannot touch it. Something that it is tangible is because you're able to touch it. Intangible. Um, I may want a haircut. I may not touch the haircut, but I know my hair is shorter. Okay? Interchange, the act to exchange a desired good or service for something valuable instead. I was missing the L there. Something valuable instead, normally money. Market, it's a combination of real and potential buyers of a product or service. See, a market has the real ones and the potential ones. So we could also reach out to them if they had a acquisition power, if they had the power to buy, or if we did something so they could reach out to them like a discount, then perhaps we have more buyers. Customer satisfaction, the level in which the performance of a product meets the customer's expectations. That's super important, as I told you. Customers need to be satisfied with the product you are selling. Otherwise, not only you lose that customer, but whoever asks about the product he or she bought from you. Transactions is the interchange between two parts where exchange is present. Now let's go talk about direct marketing. It's the analysis, planning, launching, and controlling programs designed to create, maintain fruitful interchanges for the goal buyers and reach the company's goals as well. Okay, so that ends our presentation for marketing. Now, it is very important. This is the unit 2 for the 10th graders in administration in accounting. We are going to program a Zoom conference as well in case you have any questions, and I am going to send a small practice to the Google Classroom that you are linked so that you can do that and send it back. Okay, instructions later on. Bye, team.